you get what you give. You would never go to the bank to get money out that you didn't put in. And even if you were needing credit, you would have already needed a good credit history or reputation. It's the same energy for your it list. You know, doing your it list will bring an uplifting feeling, right? It's like a energetic reward. It's the confidence that you're looking for. Actually, it'll bring so much of the reward energy that you'll start to be surprised by the domino effect, and it starts affecting things positively that you didn't even think would be affected by it, but it is. Recently, one of my clients left a message in our mastermind talking about how much she loves the it list because it makes her feel proud of herself. It releases her from the feeling of needing to always go by the book. It is encouraging her to take her path, for her to be more creative, right? Big feminine energy. It's teaching her how gardening is a process, because gardening is on her it list, of course, right? Because in this new Queenhood 2.0, we're focusing on gardening and health, right? It has encouraged her to feel proud of herself, right? And so she's very much so looking to continue to be inside of her space every single day, where she's sowing new seeds, getting new growth, getting new results. And it's all because she did the work. More than just thinking about her it list, she started acting on it, right? She gave her version of the best. She released analysis paralysis and just took action. And isn't that so freeing? In return, she gained mental, emotional, physical, and a spiritual boost in her confidence. And so it's encouraging me to tell you, give your best and you will get even better, right? What we're really talking about is like reciprocal energy. Oftentimes, the desire for just more knowledge. If I just knew how to do this, you would do it. We always say that. But you can give more right now to your it list, and you can start to also get excited that you're going to receive more. It's like a positive version of being greedy, but it's for yourself, right? It's having the same type of faith that if you worked on your credit score, that when you go to the bank, you want the big loan. Having that type of sureness, that type of level of desire, that accolade, that goal that you would get X amount in the loan because you worked on your credit score, have that same type of energy for the knowing that the reciprocation that's coming off of your it list is the same type of energy. I'm really speaking to myself. I'm really encouraging myself as I record this podcast episode for you, because I am seeing, feeling, and already knowing that I'm going to get residuals off of recording this episode. I'm going to have a boost within myself, within my personal confidence, to know that this message that as I'm recording now, somebody will listen to it immediately after this, or somebody will listen to it 5 years from now, that the energy that I'm exuding and the things that I'm talking about is so powerful that it's gonna help someone with their personal and professional confidence. It's going to help someone learn how to garden. It's going to empower another queen somewhere to be the example of queenhood in her garden growth and in her personal health. So it's really the next level. It's really the next level. One moment, intermission needed. And we're back. Literally, isn't it so interesting? Because I like to talk about how in our culture and our perspective, people like idolize influencers. And what I find very interesting in today's episode, or in this thought process that we are in right now, is that when we put the value to the house, the car, the money, the experience, it seems like all the influencers have this same, what's the word I'm looking for? Life experience, where those material things, they just don't hold the satisfaction. It's not long term. Once you get the shiny object, the house, the thing, you're desiring even more, that even if you had all the money, you still can't buy peace. You can't buy health. You can't buy friends and they be genuine. You can't buy relationships. You can't buy love. You can't buy those things. And so you would hope that you would have a feeling of peace within, a feeling of purpose, a feeling of happiness and gratitude for yourself and your experience in life. So that way, as you do get those things, you don't have to have that same story, that same narrative. You can have the narrative where you understand that you're at peace and happiness as you go through all phases, because you are getting what you are giving. So because you're working on yourself, because you're working on your personal development, you know that you're going to be giving positivity. You're going to be giving growth. You're going to be giving nature. You're going to be giving health. You're going to be giving wealth, knowledge, understanding, experience. You're going to be giving all of those things. So what you will get back in return is exactly what you're looking for. That's why you have to focus on your it list. That's why you have to focus on yourself. That's why you have to focus on the redefining and the rediscovering of who you are becoming, right? Because if you're not growing, you're dying. That's why we love the garden. That's why it is important that you know that queenhood is a representation. And as you come into queenhood, as you come into the mastermind experience, knowing that you want to be a part of queenhood means knowing that you will garden, that you will know how to feed your family as a woman, that you will understand nature and see how important it is to have seeds that you can plant, just as important as it is for you to have credit that you can go to the bank and get whatever it is that you want. Leaning more back into who we are naturally and the gifts and the skills that we can do naturally amongst the degrees that we can get at the same time, right? So being inside that space, you are so much more easily attracted and attractive to the experiences and the people that you need in life, because you're more focused on the natural gifts. The connections, they're so much more pure and genuine because we're focused on the natural. And it's interesting because when I was younger, I didn't really think I would zone in so much into this conversation, into being so natural and nurtured, because I didn't know that I enjoyed gardening. Back then, I grew up in an apartment complex, so we didn't garden, but my aunt had land, and we would go out there and visit her often, but I still didn't get into gardening until I moved to Atlanta, and I just somehow picked it up then, and then started realizing the power of creating the reality where, as a woman, I can feed myself and my family from my natural hands, from my gifts, and connecting with the earth, and knowing how to do that whether I live in America, whether I live in Belize, whether I live anywhere, knowing that I have the ability to create that opportunity because it is evergreen, right? I got into that then, and so now that is what I'm giving. That is what I want to get in return. as gifts, as love, as expression, as expansion is gardening opportunities. So this again is just an encouraging message. If you know that you want to work on your it list personally, one-on-one, then of course that means it's just time for us to get on a call. And so you can click the link below, you can go on my website, and let's schedule a one-on-one, and let's get you into a space where now you're very clear